Breaking news now, a shooting outside a church in Compton late today.
3 young men were found shot to death in a Compton park late last night.
Deputies are investigating the shooting death of a mother in Compton.
I wanted to change people's perception of people from the city. A lot of times when people hear Compton, they think Crip blood, lowriders, drug dealers, of course NWA. They never think about the scholars, the athletes, the creatives, the people who actually have a vested time in the community. And so one of the things that I wanted to do is just change that narrative that we have intelligent people here, we have creative people here. When I decided to do TEDx Compton Blvd, my vision was for people to see Compton differently, to change that lens of what they think people from the hub city look like and what they represent. I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton. I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
I'm from Compton.
Born and raised in Compton.
Stuck a flag in my city, everybody screaming Compton. I should probably run for mayor when I'm done, to be honest.
Hi, I'm Michelle Chambers, City of Compton, District 1. Come on out to Underpriced Park today for Winter Wonderland. Starts at 11:35, so come on out. We're about to open the door now. Each kid gets 5 toys. Come on out. Look at this great donation by Kendrick Lamar and the TDE family.
Everybody want to figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. War gonna keep going on, frustration gonna keep going on, anger gonna keep going on, till we finally go back down to the simplest word, love.
My name is Veronica Clanton Higgins.
What's going down, y'all? It's your girl, JB.
My name is Jocelyn Sanchez.
Hello, my name is Brittany Day.
My name is George Magallanes.
My name is Ronette Shadon.
My name is Andre Spicer, aka Hub City Dre.
My name is Donald Dwight Conley II.
Hi, my name is Abigail Lopez Bird.
My name is Cheryl Lynn Chevalier. My name is Dana Harper.
My name is Juan Trino Sandoval.
How you doing? My name is Michael Walls.
I met my wife in New York City, and she's the one that was like, oh, we moving to Compton. You know, he was living in Harlem, and I was like, man, we doing what? You know?
Well, it's a mix. It all depends on time of the day, where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, because Compton is, you know, it's got its pockets of good and bad.
Woo! Okay, so I grew up in the 80s here in Compton on the east side. And as a child growing up, what I became familiar with was gangs and drugs.
I grew up in the east side of Compton where I was exposed to prostitution, gang violence, and I also partook in risky behaviors as well. It was all that I knew.
When I first arrived, I was like, man, y'all got roses out here. Ain't nothing going on in Compton. And literally an hour later, it was a helicopter that hovered over the house and told everybody to get inside because something was happening, like on the same street or like a street over.
I wanted to change people's perception of people from the city. A lot of times when people hear Compton, they think Crip blood, lowriders, drug dealers, of course NWA. They never think about the scholars, the athletes, the creatives, the people who actually have a vested time in the community.
Yes, I'm currently serving as the president for the 4th District Youth Leadership Council. So I live in the 4th District for the past 12 years, and I've lived in Compton all my life. So I'm the youth here, and I want to really empower my peers to take ownership of who they are and be leaders, because our elders are, you know, moving on, they're passing the baton, and it's time for us to step up. So I want to be that voice and encourage them that they have the power to do the same.
Some things that I'm doing to do more for others and myself are, I mean, not too many things. I have an open mic, Compton Open Mic. I'm the host of that. So we do a performance platform for people all over the city to do poetry, dance, music, just express themselves in ways that they may not be able to express themselves. I'm a part of a group called The Camp. That's Compton's Academy of Mobilizing People. And we are all about community service and getting people to mobilize and know what's even going on in their city.
I am a certified peer support specialist, which is a mental health worker who has experience with mental fitness issues either directly or via a family member. And I have an LLC that was established in 2014 to produce healing programs. And under its umbrella, I created Womb Stories, which is a safe space where women gather together to express ourselves, release what no longer serves us, and receive the tools needed for our self-love journeys. And I think it's very important for us to have space to continue the African oral tradition.
I worked here at the center where we're filming this now. It's the Underpriced Resource Center. Give you a little background of the center. It was opened after its namesake, Yatani Price, who was the eldest of 5 sisters, the 2 youngest being Venus and Serena Williams. So the center is really here to promote healing and wellness. My position here is as the outreach coordinator, so I help with program creation. I go out into the community and find community partners, kind of like TEDx. Shields for Families are just a couple. And bring them here to bring healing and wellness programs to the community of Compton.
One of my things that I wanted to do was kind of change the images of what we see in Compton. And I noticed that a lot of things that we see in Compton, negative stereotypes and things, it all trickles from the head down. So for me, it's been, I've been watching politics a little more closely in the city of Compton. It's 100,000 Last I checked, there was 100,000 people in the city of Compton with only 45 registered voters and only 3,000 active voters, with the average age of only being 25 years old. So those people that don't vote look like me. And in the last couple of years, we've been doing a huge push to get more people registered to vote and engage in the voting process. So in the last election, we increased the voting turnout by 62%.
Oh, what's up, California? Guess what tomorrow? What? Super Tuesday, which means what? Voting day. So you must vote.
Who's your primary voter?
Like depends on you.
You know who you're voting for?
Vote. Oh, see you tomorrow. Vote. Yeah.
You know what?
I started a nonprofit called Color Compton that is grounded on the history of Compton and teaching history through art with youth. So really the 4 things that it focuses on is like history, art, identity, and community. So I'm really taking my experiences that I had in terms of developing my identity, my community growing up here, and then also what I had to negotiate or mediate when I would meet other people that didn't know enough about Compton, what that process was like, and thinking about how I could help youth, figure out that whole narrative. So really just about, you know who you are when you know where you're from.
I own a barber shop here in the city, Barberism Shop, Compton Blvd, and we offer a multitude of services, but more than anything, we offer an experience of positivity for one, and community is huge. What I'm doing is I'm trying to cultivate that whole feeling of that old time when people looked out for each other. So I do that just in my small business and a couple other things that I'm working on. But that's what I would say my brick and mortar is providing a space to where you can come in and and you can sit down and not only get a good haircut, you can have a great experience. You can bring your mama, you can bring your daddy, you can bring your grandmama, kids, and just have a great experience. And again, my call tag is we bring high end to the hub city.
Donald Conley, better known as DC, cuts hair at Barberism, the shop in Compton. His quest to not only provide haircuts but also instill life skills in local youth is well known in the community.
I'm very concerned about the cradle to prison pipeline. I dedicated my career to fighting against that. Becoming a therapist is my way of giving back. I'm focused on the Black and brown community and breaking that cradle to prison pipeline. I'm a psychoeducator. I'm a therapist. I focus on my people because I understand my people. I come from where they came from, and so I can speak to that, and I'm here to heal.
I always knew I wanted to help my community, and so I started making moves towards, what classes I would take, what degrees I would get. So my MSW, is social work, so I knew that would be a way to, we study underprivileged and oppressed groups and communities. So I took those classes to make sure that when it came time to show up at events like this, I would have, she's an activist. This is what she does.
We've been working with the state and the city council and the mayor's office, and we were able to put $3 million aside from the state budget, and we're in the middle of planning projects along the Compton Creek to bring safety measures to the horse riders. We're looking at putting crossing lights on Alondra, on Compton Boulevard, on Wilmington, on Greenleaf, so that it connects, so that if you're on a horse or you're on a bike and you're on the Compton Creek, you can connect.
I work for Color Compton with my wife's nonprofit organization that she started, and it's a focus on history and art. And what I bring to the table is music production, music recording technology to the community as well. And I started working at Centennial High School, and we have music Thursdays. Like today, I brought like 3 laptops with me to school, packed it up to give back. And the main thing is like just showing the effort in itself of trying to gain that relationship with the community and the youth, because it's some bright artists that have come out of Compton and are still rising. And I believe that every youth, an individual on this earth already has a voice. So me bringing production or mics and stuff like that, I'm just assisting them through their voice because they already have one.
As a black man who's went to college, who's played overseas, who's been in the film industry, we don't have those type of role models here. So with me staying around just to be a testimony to the next young man, I feel like that's my part, along with just doing the right thing and being a good role model.
I do a lot of things low key, and so like feeding people, clothing drives, especially teaching parents from the community how to advocate for themselves and their children, because a lot of time the misconception is that parents from the city are not intelligent or are not able to do things the appropriate way. And so I've always done a lot of grassroots work with parents.
Being a vegan in Compton is definitely not easy. There's no Whole Foods, there's no Sprouts. We got Tam's Burger, we got Burger City, we got KFC, we got Louisiana Fried Chicken, we got Popeyes, we got churches. We're being passed down cancer, we're being passed down diabetes. It's a plague.
I'm not gonna lie. It's bad. There's kids out here like 18, 19 with high blood pressure, including me.
So a main reason why I started my company was because I wanted to be that option for my people in my city.
I used to work for a grocery store, and one of my friends came over and she's like, "Is this Compton?" She's like, "You guys have a nice house and this is amazing." So she gets back to work and she's telling like all our white, co-workers, like, "It's amazing." They're like, "You weren't afraid?" So that's what I want people to see. There's more to Compton than gangster rap and killing. It's rich. We love our city. There's athletes and entertainers and intellectuals and writers and doctors, and there's a lot of success stories in Compton.
I feel like the people from Compton, what we do best is we transmute pain into love. We're very resilient, okay? And though, you may have heard gunshots, or you may have had an uncle who was on drugs, or, whatever the case may be, we love each other, and we love each other through the hardships, and we want to actually make a difference. So that's what I love about our city.
first black mayor on this side of the Mississippi was in Compton, or the first black female mayor was from Compton. The first black fire chief on this side of the Mississippi is from Compton. Same thing with the first black police chief. This was the first black Chocolate City. And knowing this history kind of gives you a different type of pride. So now your Compton tattoo doesn't always mean what hood you from or what side set you claim. Just knowing the history kind of gives you a different look on your city.
Yeah, but like gumbo, we just like this mixture of all this good stuff, and people get stuck on like the crab legs or whatever, but they don't look at the rest of the ingredients. So I want everyone to look at Compton, but look at the rest of the ingredients, which is why I'm doing TEDx Compton Blvd to highlight people from the city, from the community that people may have forgotten about or may never knew existed.